Hi, Fiona Whitten from Oakville Crafts here, and welcome to my latest stamping creating. First off, happy Christmas. I hope you all had a good day and didn't overindulge too much on the food and drink. We had a quiet day. It was my daughter's birthday, so we just had the three of us had a nice quiet day and then caught up with my son who's in the States later, because he's 8 hours behind. So we had a really nice day. So I'm just popping on today and I'm going to share with you something that will be available come the 5th of January. So the new year is upon us, or at least it will be in a few days, which means that the January to April mini catalogue will be coming out next week, as will Celebration. Now, there's only going to be one Celebration in 2023, so be warned, and it's only going to run for 2 months. But I'll have more information on that. More information will be going up on my blog come the 5th of January, but I'm also sending out some information in my newsletter this coming weekend. I still can't share the insides of the catalogue with you, which is a real shame, because you'll love it. Some of you will already have had a copy, so those of you who I saw in person at the last Card and a Cuppa this month would have received their copy then, and everybody else's is going in the post tomorrow. So if you haven't, I was going to say, if you haven't received it by the end of next week, just drop me a quick email and let me know. Hopefully, I don't know if there's any postal strikes between now and then. I'm really hoping not, but who knows? It's just going to be one of those things, I'm afraid. So, a couple of reminders before I start sharing all the information about the items I'm going to be using today. So, as I mentioned, next week sees the new catalogue and also sees Celebration, which also means, though, that there are certain things that are going to be retiring on the 4th of January. So a week today, items from the July to December mini catalogue will be retiring. There's already been a clearance list or discounted list available, so you'll be able to find that on my blog on that's oakvillecrafts.com. And then the other thing that's ending on the 4th of January is some of the items from the Fitting Florets collection. You may recall in previous videos I've shared the Fitting Florets, although the stamp set and the dies are going to be in the new mini catalogue. There are a number of items, namely the paper and the embellishments, and there's also one limited edition stamp set. So those three will only be available to everyone until the 4th of January, and very much a case of while supplies last. So if you're in love with that paper, then I would suggest that you make the most and maybe buy a couple of packs, just so that you know that it's there to last. But anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to share with you one of the new collections that will be in the new mini catalogue. It's called Regency Park, and it's made up of 2 bundles. So there is a stamp set with a coordinating punch, and there's another stamp set with dies. So we have the Petal Park. I'm going to just move the paper out of the way and I'll share that in a minute. The Petal Park stamp set. Now it's a photopolymer, which means it's clear, although mine probably isn't clear because I've used it a fair amount already. So it's photopolymer, which also means that you're probably better off if you stamp on stamping mat or something like that, or paper piercing mat, just because it has a little bit of give. Excuse me. There is a coordinating punch, looks like this, and then the punch, which is called the Petal Park Builder. So there are 3 flower images. Hopefully I'm trying to, I think there's a bit of a shine on here for my lights. So there's 3 flower images and a petal. So I can't show you exactly because these images here are at 85%, but these 3 flowers are designed to cut out those 3 and those 3, and then this will punch out. In fact, if I actually get this out, so you will see, for example, that fits on there neatly like that, and then the leaves here will also fit on this particular end here. So we've got this will stamp, so there's a stamp that you can stamp for all 3 flowers at the same time. The punch will then punch out all 3 flowers at the same time, but they will then be individual flowers. Apologies if you can hear the dog barking. Husband's just been out to the grocery store, Tesco's. Other supermarkets are available and all that. So he's been out on an errand, and the dog always gets excited when a car or somebody comes down the driveway. And he's upstairs and I'm in the basement, and he's just going to have to get on with it, I'm afraid. But hey, and hopefully you won't hear my husband shouting at him. But who? So yes, so that's one of the stamp sets. So you can get the stamp set and you can buy the punch individually, or you can purchase them as a bundle. So that's the first one. The second set is called Sentimental Park. So this is all part of the same collection. So the Sentimental Park has stamps and lots of lovely sentiments, hence the name Sentimental Park, and it has coordinating dies to go with it. So these are the dies, which are very sweet. So some of these are designed to cut out these images directly. So for example, this one, and again, this is not going to actually work on here because I was going to say this is supposed to be at 90%, so I'm not quite sure how come. It just doesn't quite fit. But if I was to get the actual one from here, I'll just use that image here. It has to go that way. You'll see that it's designed to die cut that piece and that piece. There's also a die for this piece and this piece, which will be this. There's only one of them. And then there's all sorts of other little flowers. And love these shapes. So this one will cut out not just the shape, but it'll have little flowers on the border as well. So this is a very nice, lovely, versatile arrangement. So you can stamp your sentiments on here and then die cut it all out. You can stamp these, colour them. Basically, it's just going to be a great set to play with. So there is that. So again, like the other stamp set, you can purchase the stamp set individually, the dies individually, or you can bundle and save 10%, which is a bargain. So anyway, so there's those. So that's two stamps, a punch, some dies, the bundles. So there's that. There is also a pack of 6x6 paper. And this is simply called Regency Park. And then these are just one side. So there are 48 sheets in the pack. So we've got Night of Navy, Balmy Blue, Shaded Spruce, Petal Pink, Mango Melody. Oh, I'm actually doing quite well remembering all these. I think I've done Balmy Blue. And then there's also some sweet sorbet in it, as you will see here. So that's the sweet sorbet and the shaded spruce, some sweet little flowers, more flowers. I had hoped that the punch would actually cut these out. I've tried and I can't figure it out. So if I manage to work it out, I will let you know. But I don't think, but I don't know if any of the dies will. Let's have a quick look. It may be that some of the dies will. Let's see. Maybe not. Don't think they do either, which is a shame, but hey. So that's one side of the paper. So you get 48 sheets, 4 each of 12 double-sided, and then on the other side, you've got all the flower images on one side, and then on the other side, you've got a mixture. Oh, still some flowers, so it's stripes, Hessian spots, basket weave, more stripes, dots, more like Hessian type thing, more basket weave, little flowers and some more dots. So it's a very versatile pack of paper. So that's your paper. Then there are these rather sweet, and there's a real mixture of sizes here. So these are called the Adhesive-Backed Milky dots. So if you probably can't see too well, but they're not clear. Trying to see what can I put it against. Maybe. Sorry, the dog is now with me, so you can see you can't see through. So they're slightly opaque, and you have a mixture of colours. So you've got like an ice, petal pink, night of navy, and then sort of a mango melody. So there's all sorts, and then within that you've got 2 different sizes. So you have, and it should tell me on the back here, 3mm and 5mm, and there are in total 200 of these. So you've got 50 of each of the four colours. There is also some ribbon, which I have buried, as is my want. I had a roll that was already open, and I don't know where I've put it. Oh, because especially since I actually used it earlier to take a photo. Hey, there it is. Okay, so the ribbon is, again, it's night of navy, and it's a bordered ribbon, so it's got opaque in the middle, and the 2 edges are shiny. Makes a lovely bow. I got the dog wanting to get on my lap, but hey. So there's a little bow using that ribbon, and I can play around with this as much as I want. So it ties a really sweet bow. And then last but not least, there is an embossing folder. So this is a cane weave, so it's very much like the weave that's shown on this paper. So that's the weave in Petal Pink, and that's it in Balmy Blue. And I'm showing you that simply because you can't always see the actual texture on these embossing folders. And it's a 3D embossing folder, and as you can see, I've not actually used it yet, and I don't know if this will actually fit in there. I wonder if you could actually put this in. This is something else for me to try when I have a spare moment. So I'll give that a go, see if I can get that. Maybe it goes that way, because I just realized that there's actually these, if you look at them, they're kind of, you can either have them going horizontal or vertically, because that's slightly longer, wider than that. So I'm just wondering, maybe it will fit on here. I think it will actually. So you could in fact emboss the paper, which will be a nice idea. I shall be giving that a go. So that's the embossing folder. And that's it. So, oh no, I lie. There is also some textured 12 by 12 shimmer paper, which I don't have. It's 6 sheets, 2 each of shaded spruce, balmy blue, and white. So there's that also available. So, but hey, right, okay. So I'll quickly. I've made 2 cards already using the collection. So this was the first one. So this was a Monday Makes with the Acorns. This one, and it's actually a Z fold card. It would be a Z fold card if we were to have it that way, as you can see. But this one, because I have a catch here, it does in fact stand up. Now I don't know if you can actually see it from above. Just about, maybe. I put that there. So it stands up. So this little piece here catches the edge. And then see, I've stamped and I've then used the punch. So I stamped the flowers in Night of Navy, and then I used my balmy blue ink for the second lot of stamping. And then I just punched those out and pop them up on some foam pads. So that was the first one that I made, as I said, as part of the Acorns. This was one that I was supposed to be doing with the Acorns last week. And sadly, I was ill most of last week. I was sort of laid up on the couch and did not want to move or talk to anybody. In fact, I couldn't really talk to anybody. I'd lost my voice pretty much because I had such a sore throat. But anyway, as you can tell, the fact that I'm yakking on that now, I'm feeling much, much better. So this was the one that was going to be for last week. Didn't happen. I am going to be writing up, or in fact, I am in the process of writing up the instructions for this. So everybody will be able to replicate this card using whatever paper that they have. It simply started off as a square of paper which you simply fold and then fold back on itself. So it's actually quite a neat effect, but very, very simple to do. And then that's my inside, and that's my envelope. So this was the Sweet Sorbet cardstock and the paper, and then this is the Mango Melody cardstock with the Night of Navy paper. So I've also used shaded spruce, so Night of Navy, and the balmy blue on here to create the flowers. So those are the 2 cards that I've already made, and I will sit and make some more, I guess. Well, he's certainly going to definitely make one. So just so that you know, this suite is actually going to be the subject of my all-day class on the 11th of February. There's a morning session and an afternoon session. They will be different. Full details will be going up on my blog on the 5th of January, and booking also opens on the 5th of January. So in the morning we're going to be using the Petal Park bundle, and then in the afternoon we're going to be using the Sentimental Park bundle. And there will be options to pre-order that. Pre-ordering it for the class, the stamp sets and bundles and whatever. So the details for that will be going up on the 5th. Right, so what I didn't say, I probably did say all the colours that go with the paper. So I've grabbed a sheet of each. So we have the Balmy Blue, Mango Melody, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Shaded Spruce, Sweet Sorbet, and then we've also got some basic white. So those are the colours that I have out to use. And then the $64 million question is, what paper am I going to use? I'm going to try and keep it relatively simple. So I'm going to use this sheet. So I have flowers on one side and I have stripes on the other. And I am simply going to make a very simple Z-fold card. Now the Z-fold cards, you would normally have the actual fold. So you'd want it a landscape. So I have a sheet of Night of Navy here, and I'm going to cut that in half at, so it's this Night of Navy, because it's A4, it's 21 centimetres across by 29.7 down. So I'm going to cut it in half along the whole of the long length. So I'm cutting it at 10.5 centimetres. And then I'm going to score it and fold it in half at, I use 14.85, but 14.9 is fine. So I'm going to do it like that and fold that in half. In fact, actually, I'm going to go slightly different. So what I want to do is I want to have this side here to be 7 centimetres, because that's, let's see, 7.5 centimetres. That's kind of roughly. I was going to say kind of roughly half, but I don't know what we did wrong there. But hey, what the heck. So that is 8.5. There you go. Completely wrong, but whatever. So I've now got this piece which I'm going to put on here, like so. So I just need to cut some paper up. So first off, I'm going to put some stripes, I think, on this piece here. So I've already said that I cut it at 8.5. So I need to cut this. And then first of all, I need to decide whether I want my stripes going up and down or side to side. I think I'm going to go up and down. So let's double check. Should have got my ruler out, but hey, that's 8.5. So I want to cut it to 8. And I want to cut it to 10. Because I know that this is 10.5 here. So that piece will sit on there like that. Now this piece, I want to have it sitting on here. So it's, for all intents and purposes, 6.5 by 10.5. So I need it to be 6 by 10. I'm just going to cut that bit first. 10 by 6.5. Did I say 6.5? That's 6.5. So I want to cut it by 6. So that will sit on there like that. In fact, I may change my mind and decide that I'm going to go that way. I'm going to trim that slightly because I don't think that's a very nice cut. There we go, that should be better. That's one piece. I'm going to change that so that I've actually got the flowers rather than the stripes. So I'm going to put my stripes on here, like so. I want a piece of basic white to fit on there, which I know I've already got one cut, so that's 10 by 14.4, so that's going to fit on there like that. You know what, now that I'm doing it, I might go back to my original. Hey, that's the nice thing about this. So we're going to go like that, and then what I am going to do is I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to stamp on this side here so that you will see it. And let's see now, which stamp shall I use? I think I'm actually going to use, we've got that one and we've also got this one. What do you reckon? I think I'm just going to use that one. Now, as I said, this is a photopolymer stamp set. So it'll be kind of good to use. This is my Stampin' Pierce mat. There we go. So I'm just going to keep this simple, and I'm just going to put some stamped images on there. Now I'm going to use, because we've got Night of Navy and Petal Pink, so that's what I'm going to stamp in. I'm just simply going to stamp these images, and I'm not going to keep them going the same way. So this time I'm going to put them, this is why I end up with a piece that's kind of coming off. Mind you, my piercing mat here has already got stuff all over the place, so I'm going to go that way this time, like that. And maybe I want to put another one up there. Like that. So I'm going to put that. I really don't want a big one, I just want a small one. She said, trying to get her head out of the way. Apologies if that's all you can see. But there we go. So when that goes on here, it will, so you'll be able to see some of it. So that's going to go there, and then that is going to go there. With that way, like so. And I'm actually going to use the other stamp. So this is a 2-step stamping set. So the other portion of the image is this one. So when I stamp it, it will colour in directly, she says. That way. That was it. It will colour in those 3 at the same time. I'm going to use the Petal Pink on this because that then coordinates with the other, with the stripes. And I've still got a portion here that I can put my sentiment on. So the trick, there isn't really a trick other than to try and stand directly above it. But seeing as I'm sitting, I'm just going to have to hope that that is pretty much close to where I want to be. Yeah, it's okay. So I'll do that. This time I'm going to go on this piece here. I've just got to turn the stamp slightly, so that although I've got the same images, they're not all going, as I said, in the same direction. And then the last one is that slightly, it's not the largest one, but it's the next one down. Oh, I've got to figure out quickly. I think it's that way because I wanted it only this and nothing else. I think it's about there. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to be stamping and die cutting because it will get completely lost on here if I was to do that. Could do that. I mean, I could if I wanted to just simply, once I know where this is going to go, I could just pick out a couple of flowers. So for example, that one, I don't know. You could pick out ones to then stamp again onto some scrap and then punch out. But I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to get my glue. Oops. This glue's been sitting upside down in a pot for the last week and a bit, so it's ready and willing to come out, which makes a change. Normally I'm spending all my time shaking and trying to get the thing out. There we go. So I'm going to put that on there. I might need to move it slightly. Oops. There we go, that's that. Now we're going to put the stripes on here, like so. Like that. So that's going to get on there. And the idea is to try and line up so that you have your tops and bottoms of your paper in the same straight line. At least that's the general idea. I'll put this one on. This is where I probably decided that actually after all that I didn't really want to. But hey, it's going to go on there like that. Now I could just simply stamp these images again and pop them out and put them on here, and I think they would get somewhat lost. So I am going to use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Just does that quickly, just so that it just trips off your tongue. Now, what did I do with the dies? I put them somewhere. I know I did. I had them a minute ago. Heck. There's the stamp set. There they are. Let's see now what will fit on there. Let's get... I had thought that little one there would fit on quite nicely. I think that one is just that little bit too big. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to stick to the little one. And don't really want to do it as Night of No, because I think that will be too overpowering. So I'm just going, and I should have got my scrap pieces of Petal Pink, but of course I didn't think. So I am going to use, just going to cut this in up slightly, so I'm going to cut it in half so that I know that I've got a base card. I'm going to cut that in half so that I know I have a panel, and then I'm just going to use the other panel. Oh, actually, no, I know that will not go through the machine. So let's see. That will go through the machine. That's the only problem with this. You kind of have to think ahead. And then I'm going to put a sentiment on there. Let's celebrate. And then put in, or we could do it just for you. If that fit in, the you would, yes, that would just about fit in. Right, okay. So if you wanted to use this and then have your sentiments in different colours, then you could just simply stamp them individually in those colours. But I'm going to have them in the one colour, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to place mine down on my grid paper and use my grid paper to line things up. I do want to make sure that this will fit on, so I need to move that up a fair amount, have that pretty close even. I think that would be okay. Yep. And then I can use that, then I can then use my block to pick up the stamps. I'm going to use the Night of Navy. I think that will look nice on the petal pink. And again, I want to use my Stampin' Pierce mat. Anything that's just like a lined image, you would get away with it and not have to use the Stampin' Pierce mat. But anything that is like a solid colour, I would really recommend that you use a Stampin' Pierce mat or something that has a little bit of give on it. So that's going to go in there like that. And then I'm going to die cut it using the mini machine. So I'll bring that in. And the thing I like about the mini machines is that you can, it has the instructions on the plates. So because I'm going to be cutting, I know that I need to have plate 1, which is the white one. I need a plate 2, which is one of the clear ones. And then I'm going to put on my piece that is going to be die cut. Now we don't have a magnetic board for this, so if you're really worried about it slipping, you can use a post-it note or washi tape or any low tack tape that you may have. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off for a second and put this on here so that I know that it's in the place that I want it to be. I want it so that it's straight and not wonky. Oops, I probably moved it now, but hey, like that. I'll put that through and then put that through the machine. Just wind it through like so. Oops, there we go. I can see that there's some of you watching. Apologies, I can't see who you are or if you've left any comments. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them, and I promise to get back to you, and I will post my responses and things in the actual comments too, so that everybody can see. Now I need my take your pick tool. I'm just going to poke out the bits in here that I don't want, like that. So that is going to go on here like that. So I'm going to put that on with some foam pads. I don't need the mini ones, I just need the big ones. So I'm just going to use those like so, and you don't need hundreds of them. So that's going to go on here. Stray glue. Okay. That's going to go on there like that. Hopefully that's all level. And then this is going to go on here. Now you can glue it, or you can again use foam pads. I think this time I'm going to glue it. But what you want to make sure though is that you don't glue the piece that is over the stamped area there. It would be a little bit of a disaster because that means that you're just going to be gluing your cards shut, which is not what you want to be doing. So I'm just going to put some glue, and you can, if you want, mark on here, but I'm just going to go for it. So I kind of used my thumb there as a mental note. But just before you do put the glue on, just double check that you have got the right side. So that's going to go on there like that. Try and make sure that you've got the same, so that is centered, and then double check behind. Whew, I think I'm okay on that. So that's that. And then of course, last but not least, I want to add some embellishments. So here we go. And it's let's see, what colour shall we go for? We can go for the clear or the pinky colour, or even the blue or the yellow. It's really entirely, I might just I don't know, was thinking about putting that on top of that, but it'll end up maybe, I think it'll be all right. I thought maybe it would stick to the underneath, but I think I'll get away with it on that. That's that. And then just put some more on, just randomly. Hey, there we go. So there's that. So that's my card. So I did some two-step stamping here using Night of Navy and Petal Pink. This effectively was almost a whole sheet of 6x6, although I do have some left. Not enough to actually decorate the inside. No, I would have just about got away with putting that on the inside, but I do like actually having that stamping behind. And then I stamped the sentiment in Night of Navy onto some Petal Pink, die cut it out, and then it's all been glued together, and then this has foam pads on. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing my my card using the Regency Park collection, together with the two that I had to share. So that was the one, and then there was another. As I said, I will get the instructions out for this card. Those of you who subscribe to my newsletter will get it this weekend, and I'll put it up on my Facebook page on the same day, so it'll go up on Saturday. And then this video, along with some brief directions for this card, I will put up on YouTube. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing that. I will be back next week with some more stamping and creating. And again, it will be, I was going to say a sneak peek. Well, I guess it will still be a sneak peek because it'll be the day before the new catalogue goes live. So again, it will be something different, probably something maybe celebration. Don't know yet. I'll have to work it out. But anyway, thanks for checking in on me and for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.